peace, and power. I thank the universal truth and absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Salute, salute, peace, and power. Welcome to Saturday Night Book Club, Saturday Night Book Club, Saturday Night Book Club. How's everybody doing? Yeah, so in order to hopefully, uh, if time allows for me and the brother, my comrade, Doggy Diamonds, to go on for the first time since we've been rocking, we're on at the same time. And a little weird, but I have to get to it. I was running a little behind due to the weather and stuff, but we're gonna see how this work out tonight. And again, if time permits, we will come on and give y'all a good show. All right, we'll come on and give y'all a decent build. There's a lot that has taken place this week. And again, salute to everybody who's in the building. Definitely salute Knife. Okay, what's up, Cujo? Salute, Cloud9, salute. Matter of fact, I gotta do something. T, what's up? Yes, you come in, Cash App is in there. So let's do what we do, people. Let's do what we do. All right? But I gotta do something real quick because I see that, boom, that's what I gotta do tonight real quick, and that's what I'm doing tonight. You dig? Shakur, salute. Yes, everybody, salute. I didn't know that this. I hope this. Well, I don't. I'm saying that. Do y'all hear anything behind me? Danville, VA, easy. What up? Y'all hear anything behind me? Salute, Smith, salute. Peace and power, Fisher. What up, Moreno? What up? Y'all hear anything? Y'all don't hear anything? Salute, Roach. What up? Okay, that's good. Because bad enough, Saturday Night Book Club, these videos don't, these don't get monetized at all. They just don't. They don't get monetized because of the book and the content, Here's some background noise. Okay, long as it's noise, I could work with that. Because other than that, it would be an issue, Tom, what's good, Miss Washington? How you? Well, like I said, it's been a busy week. Again, due to the political climate, we've seen a lot of division and separation, not only between, people politically, but people who are under the dynamic of family. You see families separating based on what's going on. People are surprised by others' beliefs in what is going on and how to find a way. It's getting real crazy. People are definitely having issues with how to navigate. And I know I say it all the time, but to navigate in this space, you understand what I'm saying? It's very, very difficult. But I want people to, again, I'm here. You need the services, you need the coaching, you need the encouragement, you need the guidance, you need the structure. Reach out. Do not be afraid to, spend a little bit of that. change for, anger management, things like that. All right. Um, I've witnessed it, and I've had some of my uh, immediate clientele, my immediate clientele, uh, come at me this week with some very disheartening issues. You know, personal issues that they have going on within their family structures. So it's getting deep. I told you it would. I told you it would. That get deep. That lines are going to be drawn in the sand, and you have to be very, very specific about your goals that you set for yourself personally, because only you are going to be the one. um what's wrong with the notifications? Y'all not getting them? Come on now. You have to make sure you subscribe. You hit that bell. Yeah, Gatorade. Why? What's the matter with Gatorade? Yeah. Well, then again, I don't even have 4,000 subscribers, so I don't know why you not getting it. I've been struggling this week to get to 4,000. I don't even have 4,000. You understand? Maybe they got me on some da-dun. You know? Some people say it got a lot of sugar. Well, I don't have a problem with sugar, you know? And if I drink Gatorade and Bustelo with sugar, it is what it is. Do I drink antifreeze? Nah, you think y'all saying that the ingredients in this is the same as antifreeze? All right, some DM me the information on that. I'll tell you one thing, when I had the cocoa, that's the only thing that brought me back, that rehydrated me. I was drinking water all day. You understand? You know? So, it is what it is. I had the coconut water too. It's not expensive. Coconut water is not expensive. Coconut water was all right. But it's not that expensive. Especially, I don't know. I know here most of the supermarkets here in the NYC now are owned by Latinos, and of course that they have uh, deals with distribution, and their merchandising is heavy with coconut products, you know. So we got coconut water. You could get coconut water for as little as $1 a can. I'm talking about the 16-ounce can. Some may charge you $1.25, and some may go up to $1.69 depending on the brand. So I drink coconut water all the time. Actually make my smoothies and stuff with coconut water uh, as the only liquid base. Coconut water when I'm doing the fruit, um, almond milk when I'm doing a different base. You know, sometimes it does, but again, have you have you tried out milk? Oat milk? Yeah, I don't. I'm lactose. I don't drink milk or dairy. You know, not at all. But anyway, like I was saying, this is the first time going on while my comrade is on, and it's a little weird. Hopefully, he finishes uh, before me. Just Scooter, salute. Thank you for the support. And definitely Cash App, all that. Same $2, because that $2, I'm not going to see none of that. They take 40% here. And again, like I said, I don't get to see nothing from this yet at all. So, yeah, you know? Yeah, I do the oat. That's why I said I didn't. I've been on all kind of almond milk, oat milk, all that. Been on all that. You know, yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. You know, at all. You're not hip to mixing what almond milk and the oat milks. You gonna use all that. You put that in there with the bananas and the peanut butter and the oatmeal and the matcha, all that. No, no, leave that regular milk alone, meaty one. I'm telling you, it's gonna do you dirty. It's gonna do you dirty. You know? Thank you. Yeah, that's my man, Big Jamal. So, let's get into it again. It's a little bit uncomfortable, us going on at the same time, but we definitely have to get in a space where we know exactly what we're doing, who we're working with, who is rocking with us to, because we see a lot of people, spread out across social media, and they give their support and their attention to some real, real ugly individuals who have nothing but ugly feelings for our people. That's the only way I can put it without getting into a vulgarity in the space where I really want people to be pleasant, There's a lot of ops. It's a lot of ops, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm really am. My patience for it is just at a minimal, but no, the way I educate through anger management is something that I have to practice as well, because I'm not only a president, but I'm also a client. You understand? And I know what it's going to take for our people to move the needle, but it becomes it's a battle. It's bad. It's a battle. It's a battle for me. It's a battle because everything I believe in, and I don't want anybody to ever get confused about me. Um, I'm very loving. I am very articulate. I understand. Um, I have a good sense of humor, but I'm not no clown, right? I'm not an entertainer. I'm an educator. I'm a soldier, and I'm a very, very violent individual. Trust and believe that. That is my default. I always will always resort to that. And it takes everything for me not to move how I moved in the 80s, 90s, you know, and even in the early 2000s. A woman fatally injured in a stabbing in East New York. I didn't even see that. I'm just getting that notification. Yeah, but I know what it's going to take for our people to get to where they're going. So please don't ever be surprised by anything that you hear about me. I'm very transparent, and I live by a certain principle. So, saying that, let's get busy. Let's get right into it. Again, thanks for everybody who has showed up tonight. Thanks for my moderators. You know, Again, this is our tribe. All right? Saturday Night Book Club. Asada. We all know why Asada is the first book. Because she is Queen Comrade. We know that for absolute fact. Salute. Thank you, Brandon Tate. Salute, salute, salute. All right? Frank Matthews, what's good? We know that she is the Queen Comrade. We know she not only was woke, but she was activated. She was an educator, and she educated. She was an organizer and very committed to the effort of getting us all liberated. She, again, she, and I say again, she was shot, captured, tried, convicted, brutalized, and then liberated. And when you want to be fully engaged in this process of liberation and in finding your tribe, this is what we do. We learn to not only respect and love our black women, our queens, we learn from them as well. So, in order for us to get there, we have to do the best that we can when it comes to bringing people into this new awareness, this reawakening of who we are, where we need to be, the goals that have to be set, and the discipline that it's going to take to get us there. Peace, peace. Salute E. Salute Cells. All right. Bipolar Talk. Salute, salute. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, thank you. Go ahead, meaty one. I'm getting ready to start. You give the question. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And as you come in, moderators, remember when I asked you as a people now, are we more book dependent or more visible people now? Yeah, I remember that. I believe we answered that last week. What's the question? We answered it last week. We have to take the discipline and sit down and read. The more we read, the more we are engaged in that process. Big Foe, what up? Dizzy, what up? B Raider, what up? What's good? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, let's go. When we stopped last week, we was at her getting on Rikers Island. So if a couple of young youths is watching the show, do you think they're more visible or more book? I mean, anybody could sit here and watch and listen to me, and some may be able to walk away and have some level of understanding of what I'm speaking on. But if they're not here every show, and if I decide to skip around and not read the book verbatim, they're going to miss pieces. And in the missing pieces, that can cause them to misinterpret, they misrepresent themselves, they may misread and attack. Right? Just like the movies, everything that you see is not the total story. Sometimes you have to read the book before watching a movie. got to sit down. And exactly, it depends on that individual, right? Some are audio learners, but I'm not giving you this, right? Just like last week, there was a little bit of chapter 4 that wasn't read. Now, if they only listening to me and the dialogue that we have here on Book Club, they're going to miss a lot. Sit down, take the time out to pull yourself away from the matrix, right? And get this knowledge. What I'm trying to say is the youths are more, what? More spongy, like soaking up what you say. Question: does rappers put songs in a book? That's a whole nother question. You're going off now. You're going off now. The youth have different learning skills. That's why being an educator, being a teacher in a classroom, it takes a person who is skilled at it. You just can't go into a room full of kids and think you understand it. That's why a lot of the children are failing. That's why a lot of the teachers are failing in the process of educating because they don't have that skill set. So some of the youth may be able to listen to me and pick it up. Some may not. Excuse me. Exactly, E. So let's go ahead and start. All right. Again, we concluded last week with her just getting to Rikers Island and being told to walk down a dark hall to her, well, to the cell. And notice how, thank you, Hannah, and notice how I put my words and how I place my words, and E can tell you this. We have to get away from saying my cell, her cell, my jail. You understand what I'm saying? Because that means you are accepting of those conditions. You dig? Right? Just like Voodoo Glitch, triple K's in curriculum. You understand? That visual allows you to see a different expression, right? Of what he wants to convey. So even as she goes through it, you may see me switch it because I had to learn that. That is not my cell. That was not my prison. That's not my jail. You understand? These are words that we took on. All right? Jason Hill, salute, salute, thank you. Mm-hmm. Listen. The children are not the boss. The children are just getting here. So if you don't have that much influence over the children, then that's on you. I will never allow a child to tell me how to dictate the information that I have to give them. They just got here. Their experience is limited. That's the problem now. You don't tell that they're more visual. They're not more visual. There's just a whole bunch of things that are visible to them. There's a lot of screens. We have allowed them to capture not only the TV screens like we had, but now they got the TV screens. They have the desktop screens. They have the laptop screens. They have their phone screens. That is something that we did. So what we have to do is pull that away. Again, my daughter didn't get a phone until she was 13, though she was asking for one since she was 7 and 8 years old. But I dictate when and where you get that. I dictate how often you read and understand and learn and grow. She don't dictate that. We don't allow the children to tell us how they're going to learn. And if you're not an educator if you haven't been in a classroom to see how these children are learning on a regular basis, then what are we doing? I'm about to send $1 in a share. So should everybody else. No doubt. No doubt. Salute. Peace and power. We don't do that. We don't do that. That's what's wrong now. You got these children dictating life and death. What do you think about kids getting a phone for safety reasons? What's the safety reason? I'm the safety. I went and took my daughter to school and picked her up after school. So I'm the safety. Now, others who are not able to do that, I understand that. But even when it comes to safety, right? They get it for that purpose, and then it's up to you to take it away. It is not up to you to allow them to run amok with it. You can't get liberty without education. People are not those people who are preaching education and preaching education based on how they see within those institutions and those structures are just falling in line and regurgitating everything that someone else is saying. How can you become a liberator? How can you liberate anything without being literate? How can you do that? You have to first be literate. You have to understand who you are. You have to understand that. That comes with literacy. That comes with somebody being able to speak to the themes that's going on in their lives and recognizing who they are. That is what pedagogy of the oppressed is. You don't know about that? Okay, you come in to debate. You come in to debate. We're not debating tonight. We're not debating tonight. It's not a debate. Tonight is book club. You are welcome to come and do this on IG or anything else. Book club, we're not debating. And that's the basic principle of being a liberator. How can anyone have sat in the Black Panther Party for self-defense political education classes if they weren't literate, if they couldn't read? That is why they held power over us in this part of the corporation for so many years. Because they said something meant something. And since you didn't understand English or read English or know how to apply it, you were enslaved. Because you refused to be literate. Absolutely no way that you can ever understand what is going on once they put it in that frame. Once they put it in the written word, if you can't read it, if you don't know what it says, then you are trapped by it. Because they can say, this is what binds you to me. This right here, these words say that you are a slave and you must pick this cotton. That's exactly what transpired. So because you didn't understand it, you were in the fields picking cotton. That's an absolute fact. Absolute fact. And I just watched that just now tonight when they spoke on the peonage, right, in Alabama, and how they set laws up. And behind those words, behind those laws, they had arms. And because people were so scared and didn't understand what the words meant, they gave these words meaning. And they continue to have our people in servitude. in servitude. And that ain't no way back in the day's history. We talking about that case, they just argued that case in 1903. 1903. 1908. 1912 is when Betty White was born. She lived to be a buck almost. So that means her peers who had racial biases and were just beastly demons were senators, judges, corporation owners, senators. Right there within that same written framework. So if you couldn't read, if you weren't literate, you didn't understand none of that. Talk about education and our people not knowing how to read. Ever say that? Our people got to get up in there and understand that word. Because as we know, English is parables. You can say there 3 different ways. T-H-E-I-R, T-H-E-R-E, T-H-E-Y, apostrophe R-E. It's confusing. Purposely. So if you don't get an education, if you're not literate, then how you gonna function and survive? Come on now. Come up in here with that. Keep telling you, this is 2022. I'm surgical with my shit. I'm not Kwame Brown. I'm not Tariq Nasheed. I'm not Boyce Watkins. I'm not none of these clowns. I'm not Judge Joe. None of that. I'm here for the absolute liberation of our people. Can't test my square. I'm surgical with this shit. I'm nice with mine. Let us get back into it. The hallway was long. When I got to the cell, the light came on. When I went in, the door slid shut behind me. It was something out of a science fiction movie. The long halls, the sliding door, the control panel. Space jail, I said to myself. Inside there was a cot, a dirty sink, a seatless toilet, and a roll of toilet paper. I was tired and wanted to go to sleep. I'm turning the light out now, a voice said over the microphone. The light went out, but a yellow light stayed on. Turn the little light off, please, I called to the guard. Again, a voice came over a microphone. The light must stay on. It is there for your own protection. The light stayed on, and I went to sleep. Morning, the door slid open. Breakfast, ladies, came over the microphone. It was early, but I was anxious to get dressed and look around. The first thing that hit me was the smell. I don't care what jail I've been in, they all stink. They have a smell unlike any smell on earth, like blood and sweat and feet and open sores. And if misery has a smell, like misery. The walls of the cell were covered with obscenities and love declarations. Apache loves Carmen, Linda and Lil Bit, India and Rosa. True love always. From the window, I could see a small paved yard with grass growing between the cracks in the pavement, and then another long building. A few women were in the day room, but most stayed in their cells, which were barred except which were barren except for the toothpaste writing that covered the walls. In prison, toothpaste serves many functions, one of which is glue to hang up pictures. A few of the cells or quote unquote fixed up, with pictures from magazines hung on the walls and a knitted or crocheted Afghan on the bed. Clothes and box card and boxboard box and card clothes and cardboard boxes were on the floor. The woman looked evil and ashen. They glanced at me with only vague interest and went about their business. They were all black or Hispanic. I took a shower and spent some of the morning walking back and forth. Some of the women were bloated with swollen hands and feet. A few had a real strange look about them. One sat in a chair, her eyes crusted with sleep, giggling quietly to herself. A group of women sat at a table playing spades. They asked me if I wanted to play, and since I had never heard of the game, volunteered to teach me. It turned out to be like whist, only spades are always trumps. Then it was lock-in time again, the second one for the day. The first had come after breakfast. All right. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Hmm. All right. There were two women on either side of me who had been locked in their cells all day. Don't you want to come out? I asked stupidly. They broke up laughing. No, one said, I like it here. No, one said, I like it here. When she stopped laughing, she told me she was locked. That meant she was locked into her cell until she was seen by the board. What's the board? I asked. It's the disciplinary board. When you get an infraction, they lock you up until you see the board. Then they let you out? Sometimes, but we're going to PSA. What's that? It's the hole, the bing. This is two main, where you go before they take you to the board. Then after that, if they think you haven't done enough time down here, they send you to PSA. PSA stands for Punitive Segregation Area, solitary. You mean you don't stay in this part all the time? No, we're on the sentence side. We had to come here because we stole because we stole a medication. We stole almost everything on the medication truck and drank it. Coke almost OD'd. That's why we're down here. This part is for people who have infractions or for crazy people. Crazy people? Yeah, the one named Coke answered. They've got some real bugs down here. How come you here? I don't know. I got here yesterday, and this is where they put me. You got a homicide? A homicide? Yeah, homicide. You here for murder? I have a homicide case in New Jersey, but I'm here for a bank robbery trial. That's probably why they got you down here, they speculated. They probably gonna move you soon. They asked a million questions. Who did you kill? I didn't kill anybody. Well, who did they say you killed? A cop, a New Jersey state trooper. Oh, shit. You gonna have a hard way to go. You didn't really do it. No. You got a bank robbery too? Did you rob the bank? How much money did you get? I didn't get any money because I didn't rob the bank. Yeah, then your boyfriend did it and put the blame on you. No, I don't have a boyfriend. Oh, so you like girls funny? They laugh. You're kind of cute. You want to go with me? One of them joked. You ever do time before? No, never. You got any other cases? Yeah, I have another bank robbery. Did you do that one? No. Well, damn. They got you all hooked up. The one called Dolores said. How come they trying to frame you up like that? Because I'm a revolutionary. They say that I'm in the Black Liberation Army. Uh-oh, I know you. You that girl I read about in the papers. Yeah, what's your name? Asada. Asada Shakur. But my slave name is Joanne Chesimard. Yeah, you the one. I never thought I'd meet you. How you doing? Yeah, Coke said. I saw your picture on TV, but you look different now. How? I asked. When I saw your picture, I thought you was much bigger and much blacker too. Really? I laughed. It was a statement I heard over and over. Everybody told me they thought I was bigger, blacker, and uglier. When I asked people what they thought I looked like, they would describe someone about 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, and very dark and wild looking. Bad as them papers said you were, I just knew you had to look bad. And here you are, just a little old thing. I asked them I asked them what they were in prison for. In the course of those next few days, I was to learn a whole new vocabulary. Jostling was pickpocketing, boosting was shoplifting, juggling paper was writing bad checks, and dragging or playing drag was conning. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, as you can see, the experiences are very similar to, you know, what anybody who has had that experience would say. Yeah, you go through it, but in the course of going through it, again, you find your tribe. You find your tribe wherever you at. And at that point, you start to solidify who you are as a person, your errors. You find out who is going to be there with you and who isn't. And you definitely find out how evil um, our enemy um, is very, very triggering. And the experience is you know, when I went through it, and for me, some of the worst days um, going back and forth to court was bumping heads or in passing, seeing our queens um, in chains. That used to hit me hard, hard. I mean, and it was triggering. I would immediately get angry, get an attitude immediately, you know. And I don't know about other uh, courthouses, but I know in Manhattan, you frequently pass the women, um, and especially based on because of my status. Um, I had red ID. A lot of people don't understand what a red ID is. Most people don't even know you have ID in prison. Um, Peace, Prime, salute, salute. A red ID for the county of the county of Queens, all right, that houses Rikers Island Correctional Facilities. We have different ID cards. You had a blue ID card, which meant that you were uh, Islamic or that you ate halal food. Um, then you had an orange card, ID card, with your number on in your picture. Orange was general population, which means you ate anything. Then some years later, they had the white ID card, which was for special diet, which if you were sick or diabetic, um, that's the food that you got. And a lot of Hasidics used to get that card as well. The red ID card was established in 95, I want to say. And that card alerted them, which means the correctional staff, that you were known to carry weapons or was a cutter. And I mean a predicate cutter, which means you cut people, you have weapons, you may stab people. Um, and that was established so that people would be on alert when they saw you, right? So red ID um, let people know, okay, he's known to have weapons, and it also singles you out as being a leader of some sort. Um, it was a security measure, and it kind of failed because what it did was give people a false prestige, a false badge of honor. Initially, it was working because it was a tremendous hassle. Um, Going to court, you had extra restraints, which means you had your hands in these cylinder mittens. Um, you were shackled with leg irons, weights, everything you had on you. It just looked crazy. It looked crazy. It felt crazy. Now, when you're in the facility, you could walk around. Only thing that you had on you was that ID. But going to court and coming back, they went through the whole process. So you had leg irons on, you had the cylinder mittens on. Of course, you was cuffed, shackled. Then they put a box over the middle of the cuffs, so you can't use a cuff key, supposedly. Boom. Cylinder mittens. So now you're locked, boom, shackled, extra shackle around the waist, so you're restricted. Yeah, it's sort of like Silence of the Lambs. And then they put you in a cage within the caged bus. So, if anything happened, Kenny Mac, what up? If anything happens to that bus, you're done off. Because, whoever, COs could get out, they out of there. You done. You just gonna be in that damn cage locked up. Not to mention that everybody else is not moving like that. So that leaves you vulnerable to attack at any given time. Any given time, you're vulnerable to an attack. Now, the youngins, the adolescents, knew how to shake up out of all that. They'll get up out of that and still find a way to get to, wherever they got and do what they got to do. But I was red ID from when they first started it. Um, Before they would have a significant amount of time, or they would give you a time where you can get that status off of you if you don't cut nobody within me. I think it was first it was 90 days, then it extended to 6 months. By the time I went to state prison and came back down for my appeal, that was over. They would go back and they didn't care if you got a red ID in 80 or if you had bang time. They was giving you that red ID back. So when I went upstate, I was like, good. No more of them shackles, no more all that hassle. That was it. I came back down. They was like, nah, buddy, you had red ID. So here you go. Give it back to you. So that's how I always went to court. But that meant that the pens that I was in before going to see the judge and having my court hearing was near the women's side. So I would hear them talk. When they passed, they would look in and see, what who was in those cells. So I would see the women as they passing, and triggered me, man. I just couldn't imagine looking at sisters going through that, and I couldn't even imagine the cases that they were catching to put them in that position. Um, Very disturbing, very disheartening and triggering. So, I always say that to say we have to do better. Capture is not an option. Criminality at this point is not an option. CC, salute, salute. And yeah, it was weird. It was weird, especially before I went up north. Once you got to whatever borough courthouse they had you in, they would take all that off and just have you in a separate space. So you would be back there, you wouldn't have nothing on, you can, move around and do all that. But when I came back down in 9/8, once they put me in that, whatever time of the morning was, 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, once that stuff went on, that was it. That was it. I was like that all day. So just imagine having leg irons on your feet, right? Shackled, in the mittens, in the box, all that, all day. And sometime from 6:30 in the morning, it would take you to about maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock to get to the Manhattan court. So court don't start till 9. Sometime I wouldn't see that judge until maybe 2 o'clock. And then missed the first bus that went back to Rikers Island. I wouldn't get back until, sometimes 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Shackled all day with that red ID. So it was definitely not only dehumanizing, but you had to find ways to calm yourself. I used to meditate a lot in that state. I found ways, through deep breathing and stuff like that to remain calm and to just know that, yeah, I'm here now. Now I'm like this, but if y'all don't finish me, hey, I'm going to, at one time or another, be free. And with all due seriousness, y'all will never see me again in that space. You just, and again, I tell everyone, I continuously tell people, when you wake up, when you arise from your rest and you breathe air and you have the opportunity to go out and about, and I don't care what it is. I don't care if you have to work. I don't care if you an entrepreneur. I don't care if you broke. I don't care. These people are not doing anything to you directly. They think it's a game. They really believe that they have won. And they are so far from winning. And our people have them on the ropes. But you have to understand that. There are countries where they literally are snuffing people out who think like we think, who believe like we believe. But since we've been so inactive for so long and they have gained so much ground, they don't even have to do it to you anymore. You're killing yourselves. Either you're killing yourselves literally and directly, or through participation in these institutions and with these systems, you're killing off your dreams, your aspirations, your true nature, your manifestation of the God that's in you. So they work is light. So I say every time I'm up, I'm always in attack mode. It ain't settling for no bag for me. There's no talking this shit out. Ain't no reparations. You can't repair what you took from me. I'm on my reparations in blood. And you're not willing to do that. So therefore, we don't have nothing to talk about. At all. at all. You know? So, whatever you're going through, shake that off. Shake it off. Shake it off. You're not going through it that deep. Every minute is an opportunity. Every hour, every day is another opportunity. You can never, nothing is forever. Nothing is forever. All this shit is new. This is new. You understand? This country is new. It ain't even got 300 years. They don't have 250 under the belt. This is new. You got to fight back. You got to fight back. It's imperative that you know that. Ain't no pause. Ain't no discussion. We ain't coming to the table about that. There's nothing to come to the table with. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to ask about. It's already in their DNA. They're not giving you shit. So what are we doing? What are we discussing? They killing our babies in the street with impunity. Straight like that. A couple of them may go to trial and all that. Nah. You already know what they think about you. Ain't no discussion. So damn a politician telling me we gotta discuss this. Damn some so-called social leader telling you, nah, we could talk. It's a different way. Ain't no way around this shit. There's no way around it. Nothing. You cannot be comfortable in your own oppression. You cannot be comfortable in it. Those who find themselves comfortable in oppression are asleep. They are asleep or they are hateful. They hate you because they hate themselves. Get comfortable. Think I'm going to sit here and sell my people out so I could get a car, a house, a vacation, a record label, a sports contract? Thank you, Charlene. Ain't no comfortable shit here. Can't make me comfortable. That's selfishness. That's selfishness. And that is what they teaching our people. That is what they talking to our people. When you talking about schools. I need money for a school. Fuck out of here. We need money for a museum. Fuck out of here. We at war. You got time to walk through a museum when you at war? You understand? You don't need nothing but blood. That's it. That's it. And it doesn't have to be loud. So you don't even need the arms that they got you believing that you need. Told you Kizzy spit in a cup. She could have finished whoever that was right there. You ain't gotta be loud. Understand that. You don't need nothing from these people. You need nothing from these people. You need each other. You need your tribe. You need the mind to conceptualize. You have to conceptualize it. You have to have a concept of what liberation looks like. A concept of you being responsible for your well-being, for your own food, clothing, shelter. You have to conceptualize you being at the head of anything that has to deal with you. Do you see yourself as whatever title they put out there? Can you see yourself as a president, as an entrepreneur, dealing with merchants of your own people and distributing these goods to your own people? If you don't have that concept, if a motherfucker can sit there and tell you gotta wait on them, he's lying to you. Or he wants you dead. That is what those others are talking about. And y'all allow social media to gain that attention and following and sharing and throwing each other. Oh, did you hear what he said? Did you see what she said? Oh, look at this. Because they got it stylized, because they put it on TikTok and entertain. They ain't say shit I haven't said 15 years ago. I'm a walking example of this. Wish they would throw these niggas in front of me who distinctly come and berate you for not supporting them, berate you for not agreeing with their ideas. Just watch them and how they talk to people. Berate you for not separating others who look like you, who may be in your tribe, because they come from a different land, because they live on a different land. Oh, you separate. Nah, they not you. They not you. You crazy? Anybody who wants to fight this enemy with me is with me. Y'all letting these slick talking ass bastards shake and shift how you know you see things. People don't care about you. They can't. They already sold out. They already had their grippers massaged. It's already done. They're in that system. They're in those institutions. They depend on it for sustenance. They have no other choice but to lie to you and to misdirect what's going on. And definitely, please tell them that. Because there are a few who sit here and then sit there to tell them that Bliz said you're lying, Tariq. Bliz said you're lying, Polite. Bliz said you're lying. All of them, Kwame, all of them. Bliz said you're lying. There's no work being done by you. You're lying. Bliz said you're lying. You're not outside. Where's your paperwork? Show the checks that you get from our enemies. How many of them Euro women sucked your phallus? Don't get me started. I know who was on them tracks. I know who thought they wanted to be Hollywood, who tried to be actors and comedians, who tried to be athletes and couldn't get there. So now social media is here and they're utilizing it. They're utilizing it to entertain, not to liberate nobody. Because your liberation means their destruction. Trust and believe, melanated people is in that mix too. They want you dead just like the rest of them. Keep telling you. Worry about what somebody says. Watch what they do. Watch the outcome. What's the end result of their actions? So that's you know. Again, I'll tell you, I get triggered when I see that. When I hear that. That's why only thing I demand is that I demand camaraderie. I demand that. I demand that love. That's one thing. You're not going to shimmy and bullshit around here. I love too hard. I love my people hard. I don't get that back. It's a problem. It's an issue. And as an Aquarius, when I have an issue, I don't have a filter. You got to go. You have to go. You have to go. The universe is vengeful. I seek vengeance. Straight up. I believe in you. How dare you tell me I'm wrong for that? How dare you show me I'm wrong for that? Let's continue. Later that evening, a woman who had just come from court told me that Phyllis wanted me to come to the gym at 8:30. I was overjoyed. I had heard that Simba was on the rock, but I thought they might move her to make sure we had no chance to be together. The gym was large. Women were playing handball and basketball, dancing, sitting on the bleachers and talking. Finally, behind a clump of women, I saw Simba. We embraced and both just sat there trying to get out all the words that were in our hearts. So much had happened since we had seen each other. We had been close when we were both members of the Black Panther Party. For a while, we had lived together. She was always a real earthy sister with a heart of gold. She told me about her case, about the other comrades she was in touch with, and then that she was pregnant. Homie was her nickname for her lover, the baby's father. Kakuyan Olubala was a beautiful revolutionary brother, and he was murdered by the New York police. Kakuyan and I had gotten to know each other pretty well while we were both at the Harlem branch of the Black Panther Party. He was one of the brothers who, in the days of the Panther Party's lumpen ideology, would be called lumpen. He was raised in Harlem around 116th Street and 8th Avenue, a relaxed, easy kind of person, but a fighter to the heart. He loved weapons and was a genius with them. I was glad about her pregnancy and sad at the same time. She was facing 25 years. Although I tried to be cheerful, I guess she could see the concerned expression on my face. Don't worry, she told me. The people can lock us up, but they can't stop life, just like they can't stop freedom. This baby was meant to be born to carry on. They murdered homie, and so this baby, like all our children, is going to be our hope for the future. I would think about her words many times later. You see how much hope that they had for us? You understand? That's the push that they had. They had hope for us. They wanted us to be the next leg. And through our culture, through this, through the learning, through hip hop, we were supposed to be just that. And we allowed the ball to pass. We let somebody else take control. So are we going to allow that to happen to our children? What are we going to do? That's how much hope they had for us, right? She was pregnant. Afeni was pregnant. Asada eventually was pregnant and birthed a daughter. What happened? I have to understand that. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, how we find our kids, our people in the same conditions. And then people want to ask us, have we progressed? And I always tell them, nope. You have selfish success stories. What did that do? What does that do? Especially when the most economically successful people don't even consider you skinfolk or kinfolk. So how, at what point, has we gained anything? Again, I can show you many documentaries of the period of Reconstruction, and everything that they went through mirrors exactly what we're going through right now. You still have absolutely no control over the functionality of what's going on with your life. Evident. Evident. If they say you can't go somewhere, you can't go. If you want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get you some chicken because you are so into their chicken, it's been so delicious, and you ain't get tuned up, you can't even go get that chicken. You gotta find somewhere else to go. Not because you made that determination, but because others said that that's what's gonna happen. And you don't even know if they are in compliance with what they say you need to do. So, how? Sharecropping is just like the entertainment industry. The average rapper is nothing but a sharecropper, getting minimal returns for what the hell he's doing. So what are we doing? You know. But again, I can only do what I can do. I can only do, you know, what others allow me to do. I can only bring forth my experience, my knowledge, my know-how, and put specific things in place for our people to move in a different direction and not, continue to be reactionary to everything that goes on around us. So I hope you understand that. Hey, Natalie, what's going on? All right. So, I think I'll, slide from book club this Saturday evening. I may go to Instagram. I got to check on my comrade. He was definitely triggered tonight by certain things that transpired, and I just want everybody to uh, make an attempt to be more engaged in what we do on Dogging Diamonds TV, whether it's No Filter or Outspoken, and some other things that we have in play in the coming week. Again, I would love to be on here all day, every day, engaging uh, with my tribe, but again, I have to be able to sustain myself. So through anger management, domestic violence, parenting skills, all that life coaching and stuff like that I provide as a service, I have to, do that. And that's time consuming. You dig? Very time consuming. And that's the only way I can sustain myself. Trust and believe. I work for no one but my people. That's it. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going into a contract with anyone ever again. I'm not doing it. So I have to continuously reach out for new clients, new participants, in order to do that with. I refuse to ever again. I did it 2 times. There's not going to be a third. I'm not going to strike out. I'm never going to do that again. Trust and believe when I tell you that. Never. I would do what I'm doing here on Zoom with 30 fathers on a regular basis. 30 fathers in one class, and next class, a Monday night class, a Wednesday night class for 3 hours of class. Never again will I ever do that and have a corporation benefit from what I do for my people. Never again. So again, I'm making it a point to let you know that this is what I'm doing, because it's part of the mission, part of the task to utilize any tool that we have at our disposal to cut through and become liberated. But definitely be easy. There's a lot of things that's going on personally that I'm working with him on to kind of temper it down some. But the support is most needed. The shares, the likes, anything to keep it functioning. You understand? And when we make that call, I don't know about him, but when work need to be done in the town, and I put the call out, I'm expecting people to be there. I don't call, I don't reach out for help at all. I'm a soldier, I could do it on my own. But if I reach out, I need 100 people there. I need 100 people there standing tall. You understand? And trust and believe, we ain't protesting. That's not in my repertoire at all. Not in my, damn that. Nah. That shit is over. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not that type of individual. Excuse me. So again, I love my people. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. I think I'm going to IG. I got to check on Doggy real quick, but I should be on IG in a few. Man, y'all just don't understand. We have it. We have everything at our disposal. Do more research. Tune into yourself. Know your energy. Check out what your enemy is doing. And we have everything we need. You just have to open your mind. Move out the way. All right? So salute, salute, salute. I'm going to speak to him, then I'm off to IG. Anybody's welcome to join me on IG. Let's do what we do. All right?